Hey guys, good morning, evening, you know, the whole spiel I did last time. Once again, this is Trinity Phillips back with another video for the vegan diet, man. For those of you who don't know, my first video was posted last week. Basically, kind of letting you know I'm going to go into a more vegan diet. Reason why, or excuse me, a more plant-based diet. Reason being, a more plant-based diet has been proven over and over and over to be a much more beneficial way of living as far as your health is concerned and all your vital signs, numbers, things of that nature. So this is me chronicling my journey to do that and to let people know that it could be an easier way of life. It's not necessarily harder, things of that nature, and just show you what I'm up to. So having said that, let's get started. First, we'll drop my cards. First one I got here is, let's go over the pros. I've been on it for a week now, so I feel somewhat versed on it now. The first pros I'm going to come up with are, I'm surprised that I didn't have any cravings. I'm a huge meat and dairy kind of an individual. I was raised on meat and potatoes my whole life. I'm surprised I haven't craved steak or burgers or anything of that nature. I just hasn't really kind of entered my mind, which I was really surprised about. However, I was walking through the grocery store one day, and I went through the baked goods aisle, and there's a few things that are calling my name, but I didn't stop. Part of what made my transition easier would be the transition foods. There's a lot of products out there in the market, man, that you know, can kind of mimic some of your favorite foods that are actually vegan. For instance, one of the evenings, which I'll show you later a picture of, I had a vegan pizza. So therefore I can still eat the pizza that I like, but I'm eating vegan. So a lot of transition foods make it very easy to make that switch. Next one would be exactly how easy it was. I was surprised at how easy it was to prepare the foods and kind of make that switch and not really worry about things. It's pretty cool. Another thing that's helped make it easy was my mother actually is going through this journey with me. I talk to her every day. She's constantly telling me how excited she is. She's had a few medical concerns that she's been worried about, and she's starting to see those dissipate just a little bit. She's feeling better, so she's getting more and more excited about the diet as well, which is kind of cool. It's a little bit of support for me, as well as exciting to see her go through it all. The next one would be her weight fluctuations. I've had a couple. I started out at 262. I lost 3 pounds, put them back on, gone up and down this whole week. I figured some of that's just my body getting used to things, maybe a little bit of water weight. My mom, on the other hand, has lost a few pounds and kept them off, so she's pretty excited about that. Overall, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not hungry at all. I don't feel like I'm not getting my proper nourishment. My energy level is about the same. I was already relatively energetic as it is, so it's about the same, which I'm happy with. Having said that, some of the cons, I should say, some of the things that I see as being a problem would be, first off, Monday morning, my breakfast was atrocious. Worst breakfast I've ever had in my life. I made a smoothie. I got the recipe wrong, and I put a little bit too much of things, a little bit not enough of other things. One of the things I put too much of was it's a blue-green algae. It's one of the superfoods. It basically tastes like eating grass. So if you don't put enough stuff in there to like balance it out, it's horrible. Very bad way to start off my vegan diet. Having said that, Wednesday I tried it again. Good stuff, man. I got the recipe just right. Anybody wants that recipe, give me a text or an email or something like that, I'll send it to you. The next con that I would say is an interesting subject. Let's just say you're not going to make any friends when you're on this diet for the first few weeks, because your body goes through an adjustment period when you increase your fiber so much and you drastically change your diet. There's definitely a certain amount of flatulence that comes with it, as well as some of your bowels are going to be different. Good news is everything I've read says it goes away relatively quickly. For some people, as soon as a few days. For other people, it's a few weeks. The really, really unlucky ones could be a month or so. It all depends on how your body adjusts. But definitely you might want to look into A, getting some enzymes for that, and B, maybe minimizing the amount of time you're with others for a little while. The next one I would say is kind of an emotional subject or a psychological subject. I would say that I'm in the health and fitness field, and the people who know me kind of expect me to go towards this direction anyways. Having said that, I've still received a certain amount of feedback that's kind of absurd. Just people thinking that you're crazy. They treat you like you're a leper when you're starting to go to a vegan diet. it's a very weird subject. It's a very emotional subject when you try to take away somebody's meat and dairy. They get really emotional about that stuff. So if you're not really in the industry and you're trying to make those changes, just be mindful of the fact that you're going to have a lot of people with opinions, and most of them are going to be kind of negative. And don't let that kind of take you down. If you're taking this journey for yourself, keep that in mind. Be mindful of why you're doing it, and it doesn't really matter what other people are thinking. Having said that, the next one is potential issues I can see arising if you're trying to stay on this diet. The first one I see here is being mindful of the ingredients and what you're eating. I noticed the hard way that they really sneak a lot of non-vegan products or ingredients into meals. So something you initially think is going to be vegan, if you really take a close look at the ingredients and read them all, you'll find out that it's maybe not as vegan as you thought it was. For instance, I had a dressing, the Green Goddess dressing, great dressing, all organic, good stuff, but it has egg in it, egg and milk. Didn't know that. It's buried in the ingredients somewhere, but they're there. So you just got to be really mindful of those types of things. There were a few little hiccups in my weekly diet, a couple little ones I had to start to rule out, but overall I did pretty well. But you have to be really mindful of the ingredients, definitely. Another big ingredient, a lot of times, especially if you're going to buy a lot of the transition foods, their base is either going to be a soy base or a lot of times a whey base. And anything with whey is not vegan, because that's a byproduct of I think it's the cheese that you get, the protein. So you got to be mindful of that as well. A lot of your protein shakes, if it's not a vegetable based, it's going to be whey based or soy based. If it's whey based, can't have it. Next one is a big one. Next one would be eating out. Last night I took my daughter to the circus. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it. Took my daughter to the circus, and there was nothing there to eat, man. There's hot dogs and things of that nature. So I ended up having probably the saltiest pretzel I've ever had in my life, with a little bit of popcorn. I didn't eat much of it because I figured it was going to be sweet, flavored with butter, and butter, as we know, isn't vegan. So I only had just a little bit of that. Afterwards, we went across the street to some sushi, and I had a vegetarian roll. But you got to be mindful of that, man. It's very difficult sometimes to go out to eat. For instance, my mother went out to Red Lobster with some friends, and she called me up like, "What am I going to eat here?" So what I would say is, if you're going to go out to eat for the social aspect, be aware of what you want to eat ahead of time, and either eat before you go, bring something with you, or know what the menu is going to be and get something. Or go to a vegan-friendly restaurant. There's plenty of those around. Give me an email or something. I can shoot you some around town, around Orlando anyways. Next one would be questions. Over this past week, I've gotten a few questions from people, some issues that they wanted to know about. I'll just go over a couple of the big ones. One of my friends, John. Hey, John, what's up, brother? He asked me about the financial aspect. Asked me if it was more expensive, less expensive, or about the same. My answer to that would be, overall, it's going to be cheaper, because the two most expensive items that you're going to put in your shopping cart at the grocery store are going to be meat and dairy. You're no longer buying those, so common sense would say it's going to go down a little bit. Having said that, when you first begin a strict vegan diet, there's going to be supplies that you're not going to have. So you're going to have to spend some extra money in the beginning to buy the supplies that you don't have, whether it be the oils and the breads, things of that nature, some of the pills, or any supplementation you might want to do. So initially it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but that'll slowly taper off, and I think you'll be saving money in the long run. The next one is, a lot of people ask me the meals that I'm putting up on Facebook. I put up pictures of everything I've been eating for the past week, basically. And some people are like, "Oh, are you buying those? Are you making them?" I will say I am making them. Everything you've seen me eat, I have made. Only thing I didn't make was the sushi rolls that you saw with the pizza. The pizza I baked, but I bought the pizza and the sushi rolls. Obviously, I didn't make those. Everything else I made. It's ridiculously easy. It's just chopping up some vegetables, man. Having said that, let's go to the meals then. I will, right now, you should see someone on the screen. I'm going to get real small, and you're going to see the big pictures of the foods. Let's go over the meals that I've had. The first meal I'm going to put up there is, let's see, what you're looking at now is going to be a salad that I had for Monday night. That was Monday evening salad. It's got some cucumbers, some kale, some greens. There's I see some tomatoes in there, avocado, and I had some vinaigrette dressing. Very good stuff. And then the side that you're seeing there is a vegetable burger with some blanched broccoli and asparagus on sprouted bread with the vegetable burger and alfalfa sprouts. Good stuff. Very good meal, man. Next one you're seeing is Tuesday's lunch. Tuesday's lunch was fantastic. You got cucumbers, green peppers, red peppers, tomatoes, alfalfa sprouts, a little bit of apples in there. Those are jazz apples, by the way. There's some kale, there's mixed greens, and once again, balsamic vinaigrette. Good stuff. Next one is an interesting meal. I had some sprouted bread with some olive oil and pepper. And then I had a spaghetti with some, I guess like fake shrimp. I wanted to give it a shot. I will zoom in real quick and see the fake shrimp. There you go. I didn't really care for it very much. Some people might. Some people, love it. I personally didn't care for it, but I like the spaghetti. Just chopped up peppers and onions and things of that nature. Next one, there's the infamous pizza. There's a vegan pizza with the sushi rolls. Fantastic stuff, man. That vegan pizza is amazing. Next one, you're looking at a wrap there. It's like a vegan wrap. That's a sprouted tortilla. And then you got like a pesto sauce with some grated cucumber, grated carrots, some alfalfa sprouts, mixed greens, and kale. Good stuff. Next one is another salad, basically the same one I had before. And then the last one there is going to be a quinoa pilaf. That thing is spectacular, man. It's basically quinoa with some broccoli, tomatoes. There's some black beans in there, some lentils, cucumbers, all sorts of stuff. It's fantastic. And then I put the green goddess dressing. Yes, the green goddess dressing, I found out afterwards, is not necessarily vegan. However, I only put a little bit, so it's not that bad. So anyways, let me go and wrap this puppy up for you guys. I'm sure you got other things to do than watch me talk all day. That was week 1. I'm going to continue once again to post every week, try to tell you what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, things of that nature. If you got any questions, concerns, comments, hit me up. Hit my Facebook. Bing. See you later. Peace.